All right, joining us for more on this story is SABC News Reporter Nhlanhla Jele. Nhlanhla, good afternoon. Just take us through the situation this very hour.
Good afternoon to you, Mfundo, and to the viewers at home. Indeed, as you can see, this time we are right in front of the Lebombo Port of Entry in Mpumalanga. Just let me step out of the shots just to show you what is happening. The gate obviously has been opened. Yesterday we saw the other part where there's a stop sign was closed, but it is open. And as you can see, we also starting to see taxis also lining up, waiting for people to come and go wherever they are going. Also, if you check, the hawkers are still here, the street vendors are back, because without the people moving in and out of the port of entry, there was no business for them. Yesterday in the afternoon around this time, it was quite dry here because the port was closed. However, seeing that now it's open, people are starting once again, Fundo, to make their way from South Africa to Mozambique. I mean, a couple of minutes after the port was open, it started flocking. A lot of people started flocking into the port of entry, and of course moving to Rezano Garcia, where they're also going to be processed. We also do know, as the BMA Commissioner Mike Masiapato said, that only people allowed to go back to Mozambique, and of course South Africans who are in Mozambique, Mfundo, are allowed to come back to South Africa because the port has once again been open. Mfundo?
Talk us through perhaps the discussions that were had between officials on the side of South Africa and those of Mozambique, leading to this decision now to reopen the port of entry.
Indeed, Mfundo, if you remember correctly, yesterday when the port was closed once again, it was because of issues of safety. If we do know or remember correctly, Rezano Garcia is the name of the port of entry in Mozambique. However, there's also a community close to the port of entry. So the protesting yesterday was starting to move close to the port of entry, hence it was closed. And after extensive talks this morning with the BMA and Mozambican counterparts, they came to a conclusion that now we can reopen the port of entry once again, because now tensions are going down in Maputo. If we remember correctly, Mfundo, yesterday was day 7 of the national shutdown that was had in Maputo. So as far as we know or understand, tensions are coming down, hence the reopening of the port of entry. However, important to also note and bring to the front is that trucks are not allowed at this point. If we remember correctly, we were also told that the reason why the port is only partially opened is that the safety of the trucks is not really guaranteed in Maputo, because we've heard over the days that trucks are being looted, shops are being looted. So for now, they are only stationed here at the port of entry. Also, Mfundo, what is important to also let the viewers at home know is that some of the trucks have already started leaving the kilometer 14 route where they are queuing to make their way into the port. Bosses have come and started saying to their employers to say, it's okay, you can go park somewhere until the situation allows for you guys to cross to the port of entry. However, some trucks, Fundo, still remain on the port, waiting, to be processed. And as we know, a statement that was released by the BMA earlier saying that the reason trucks at this moment are not allowed to cross over is because, if you remember correctly, Mfundo, 2 days ago when the port was initially closed for the first time this week, was because the immigration office was burnt that side in Rezano Garcia in Mozambique. So now they don't have processing equipment, as they're still waiting to finalize that. Hence, Mfundo, the trucks are still waiting just for a green light for them to go ahead and cross into Maputo.